The year 2024 is rapidly approaching. And if you've been involved in the crypto space or you've been paying attention at all, you know that that is the year of the next Bitcoin halving, which historically has correlated with the beginning of new cryptocurrency bull runs. And whenever this happens and people start gearing up for the next wave of expansion, the question on the table is always, what's going to happen to the price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies? Will Bitcoin actually remain the number one cryptocurrency by market cap? Well, in this video, I want to talk about how Ethereum, the number two cryptocurrency by market cap, can actually flip Bitcoin to become the number one on a website like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. I will lay out many reasons why I think this can happen and show you why I'm not the only person that thinks this. I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know in this video today as a blockchain developer myself who works with this technology on a daily basis. So if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. And if you want to become a blockchain master, break into the industry, increase your salary well past 100K, I can show you how to do that over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. All right, so let's jump into this. Let's talk about how Ethereum can realistically flip Bitcoin and become the number one cryptocurrency by market cap on a website like CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko.com. So first of all, I want to show you that I'm not the only person that thinks this, okay? There was a crypto survey that came out recently that finds that 47% of investors also expect Ether to surpass Bitcoin in this way. And so I'm going to lay out many reasons why I think this can happen. And as always, nothing I'm saying in this video is designed to be financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy or sell any different cryptocurrencies based on this information. And full disclosure, I do hold Ether myself, but obviously nothing I'm saying in this video is designed to pump the price of Ether. I couldn't realistically do that with my channel on something with such a large market cap. All right, so first of all, let's talk about what would Ethereum actually have to do in order to flip Bitcoin to become the number one cryptocurrency by market cap. So if you've been in crypto for a while, you probably already understand this, but if you're brand new, you might not. How market caps work, some people think that, the price of Ether would have to go to $30,000 at these current price levels or to flip it. That's not how it works, okay? That's the unit price of the cryptocurrency. You have to look at the market cap. Bitcoin's like $500 billion and Ethereum's like $250 billion. And so let's say the price of Bitcoin stayed the same as it is right now. Ethereum would only have to go back to its prior all-time high in order to do that. So it's not an insane price level. Now that being said, I don't think the price of Bitcoin is just going to stay the same while Ether rockets off to its all-time high. They're probably going to both go up together. It's just that ETH would have to go up faster in order to achieve this. All right, so now let's actually talk about how the prices can change relative to one another, okay? So with the price of any asset out there, you have really two variables. You have the supply and the demand. And if you change either of these two things, it's going to affect the price. If the supply stays the same and the demand increases, the price will go up. If the supply stays the same and then demand decreases, the price goes down. And you tweak these variables to affect this outcome. Now, with Ethereum and Bitcoin, both have sound economics behind them, okay? Which basically means it's a little bit more Bitcoin every single day, adding to that, market cap. So said a different way, Bitcoin is slightly inflationary, which means that there's a slightly increasing supply and there will be a natural inflation rate to Bitcoin over time, but it goes down significantly with each halving every 4 years. So that's part of the supply side for Bitcoin. Now let's talk about the supply side for Ether. So Ether, now that it has switched to proof of stake, okay, and when you're burning Ether whenever new transactions are created, these are two big developments that have happened in the last 2 years. Ether is now deflationary because what happens is you're burning ETH whenever new transactions are created, and new ETH is getting issued by the blockchain, but the amount of Ether that's getting burned is outpacing the amount of Ether that's getting issued by the blockchain. And so you can see whenever the merge went live here, there was 88.2 million ETH in existence. And now at the time of recording this video, there's only 88 million. So the amount of ETH out there has actually gone down. So on the supply side, the supply is shrinking. And so even if the demand stayed the same for both of these cryptocurrencies, if one is increasing in supply and one is decreasing in supply, that's naturally going to have positive impact on the price for the decreasing supply cryptocurrency. All right, so that's the supply side of things. And just like anything else, we're talking about supply and demand are the two big factors. Now, honestly, like on the supply side of things, it doesn't really matter if there's no demand. Like if people think that cryptocurrency is useless, it doesn't care. You don't care if it's like insanely deflationary. What you really care more about is demand. And so one of the big reasons I think that Ethereum can flip Bitcoin is there's way more reasons that you would want to demand the cryptocurrency itself. In fact, my long-term thesis on this channel, I'm way more tech focused. That's why I'm a developer. But as I see, you creating technology that has real benefits to other people, that as that technology begins to get adopted, that demand can actually trickle down to the cryptocurrencies that are required for those use cases, specifically Ether in this case. And so if you look at the two different demand, use cases for the two different cryptocurrencies, for Bitcoin, it's basically for, quote unquote store of value, even though it's not acting like a great store of value at the time of recording this video. And then also really just financial speculation, or I guess speculating that in the future, it could be a good store of value. Now, Ether and Bitcoin both have this use case, but those are really Bitcoin's only two use cases. I mean, you use it to pay for things, but it's not that great for payments if the price is going up and down. So on top of this, Ether has way more things you can do with it, okay? You can stake it on the Ethereum network and actually earn passive income. You can pay transaction fees on the Ethereum network when you're actually using decentralized applications or dApps with smart contracts, whether that's with DeFi, NFTs, and so many other use cases that are coming in the future. You can use it as a reserve asset. You can use it for leverage in DeFi, so many more things that you can do with it. And if you have way more stuff that you can do with it, and that value can actually trickle down to the cryptocurrency itself, then that's a recipe for increasing the demand for the cryptocurrency. So if you have increasing demand and then decreasing supply, that's a recipe for explosive price growth, especially if crypto's in a bull run. And so we're on the topic of use cases. I also think this is highly correlated to on-chain activity, which really just are a reflection of the use cases. I mean, one of those use cases could be just financial speculation, airdrop hunting, all that type of stuff that are, outside observers might consider more BS use cases. But I think there's legitimate use cases that are forming now that can really increase the demand for the Ethereum network itself. And again, that demand can accrue down to the cryptocurrency itself. So one is that in the past, we see a pretty high correlation with on-chain activity and actual cryptocurrency prices. Like, basically as there's more active addresses on a network, the cryptocurrency price is highly correlated to that. Again, it's correlation, not causation. And similar, there's a thing, the number of transactions per day is pretty correlated with the price of the cryptocurrency itself as well. And again, I think this is just another way of looking at the use cases and people actually getting utility out of the blockchain. So on top of this, Ethereum's done a lot to fix its, scaling issues in terms of the fees and the speed. It's done a lot of innovation in the last few years, especially with layer 2 scaling solutions, where you create this second environment where you pay the fees on Ether. We're seeing lots of competing alternative layer 1 blockchains that are actually kind of throwing in the towel and converting into Ethereum layer 2s because they think this is the best way for them to compete long term. And the thing you have to understand is on the layer 2s, you have to have Ether in order to pay the transaction fees. It's inextricably integrated into the Ethereum network in this way. And so while we're on the topic of use cases and on-chain activity and all that type of stuff, and then more, quote unquote, legitimate use cases for blockchain technology, in one of my last videos, I talked about bringing real world assets onto the blockchain, things like treasuries, corporate bonds, stocks, real estate ownership, all that type of stuff, and how this is gearing up to be a big narrative for the next crypto cycle, and how we could eventually end up in a future where we do this type of thing. And if that actually happens, then imagine the type of activity that's going to bring into the blockchain. And my view is that Ethereum is going to maintain its leadership as the number one smart contract platform during this time. I mean, it has been ever since day one, and I expect it to continue because of its massive advantage being a first mover. And if that type of adoption happens, then we'll see an explosion of activity on the Ethereum chain. And again, going back to what I was saying before, that value can actually accrue back down to the Ethereum cryptocurrency itself. And so if you have a cryptocurrency with a decreasing supply and the more people use it, the faster it decreases, and the demand for this on-chain activity absolutely explodes, then that's a recipe for a price explosion that could easily cause Ethereum to flip Bitcoin and become the number one cryptocurrency by market cap. And so one final point I want to make here is actually the regulatory clarity that we could see pretty soon regarding Ether and how that could give investors confidence in actually holding Ether. Okay, so there's long been a debate whether is Bitcoin a security? Is it a commodity? Is Ether a security? Is Ether a commodity? I've got plenty of videos on my views on that. Again, I'm not a legal expert, but that's some clues that, just in the last week or so, Coinbase got the green light to create a derivatives exchange in the United States listing futures products. And, Ether is one of the assets listed there. So basically, if they're under the oversight of the CFTC in this case, that's kind of a nod in the direction of Ether being classified as a commodity and not a security. If that's the case, that can bring a lot of confidence towards Ether, the asset itself, and de-risk it somewhat. All right, so these are just some of the few reasons why I think that Ethereum can flip Bitcoin and become the number one cryptocurrency by market cap. There's lots more, honestly, but these are some of the main ones, the important ones that I think that you should understand. Again, not financial advice, not telling you to buy or sell any cryptocurrency based on this information. Now, the question is, when will this happen? Okay. Will it actually happen in the next cryptocurrency bull run? We don't know when that's going to happen. Nobody's got a crystal ball. But is it possible for Ether to flip Bitcoin during that cycle? Well, I do think that it's possible based on everything that I talked about in this video, depending on when that gets adopted and also what is people's appetite for speculation during that time. Now, if it does happen, again, not saying that it will it be permanent? Okay. Because, during these crypto bull runs, we see cryptocurrency go up at different times, and sometimes something has an epic blow off top after something else has already had its epic blow off top. And so maybe we see a situation where Ether flips Bitcoin after Bitcoin has put its top in, but then as the market cools down, perhaps it gets dethroned again back to its number 2 spot that it's occupied, for a very long time. I think it's definitely a scenario on the table, but I also think that it's possible that it does not flip Bitcoin during the next crypto expansion and that things cool off again, but that over time, as we build this technology and its usefulness, that it could permanently flip Bitcoin and maintain leadership as number 1 cryptocurrency by market cap. So let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Are you in the 40 or 7% of other investors who think that Ether can flip Bitcoin, or are you a total skeptic and think this is never going to happen? I want to hear from you. And after you do that, make sure you smash the like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. That really helps videos out so more people learn about blockchain. And if you want to get ahead of the next coming crypto wave, then how can you prepare yourself for that? Well, the best way is to double down on your technical skills. Right now is the best time to do it while the space is, quiet, and become a blockchain developer. And I can show you exactly how to do that step by step, the fast track over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. You're letting be an expert start today. I've helped people with zero coding experience become real world blockchain developers in a matter of months. So that's all I've got. Until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.